This car is tiny. I feel so cramped.
Well, it is just a little 4-door sedan.
Yeah, we're in Lynn's cruise. We are not camping this weekend because we had some stuff at home to catch up on.
Yep.
But
I was going to say the weather wasn't favorable.
Yeah, rain. Cold and rain. We went up into Michigan and checked out another Airstream, the Classic 33.
Yes, we did, and it was nice.
Sorry, no video.
And the reason we didn't was because they have, at this particular dealer, they had everything locked. You had to get a sales guy, and he basically babysat you the whole time you were in it.
Oh, he was just right there, up in your face the whole time, being a salesman. Yeah, so... Sorry if anybody's a salesman.
So we didn't get any video because of those reasons. We didn't want to be like, hey, could you like step out so we can do our own video and we'll catch up with you later. It just didn't seem like that type of place. So this video is probably just going to be what you see here. A recap of what we were thinking and what we saw. What we liked. Overall, we really liked it. It has a rear bathroom, which is unlike any other Airstream that I know of. I don't know any other Airstream that's like this, and they said that they made this particular floor plan for people who plan to go full-time. Yeah, it's geared for full-time people. Yeah, and it definitely is. That's what the salesman said. It feels like it on the inside, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I like the layout of the Classic 30 a little bit better because you get a whole lot more windows, which brings in a whole lot more light, and it makes it feel bigger. But this has a rear bath with a huge closet in the bathroom, a huge shower. Right. For someone of your stature, that's an important thing to have. But the bedroom is virtually the same. It's just rather than having the bedroom in the back, it is now all the way up in the front. Right. And the living space is laid out slightly different, where you get a desk and a whole big countertop, and you even have little file cabinets and other cabinets for your desk area, for your workspace. And I like that, but for a TV, you have a screen that comes down and you have a projector. It's 1080p, but I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about having a projector versus an actual TV. Yeah, I mean, it looks really nice. It's like 65 inches. It's huge. It's like a 65-inch screen. And you have this thing called theater mode, where you can hit, a button on your... there's like little control panels all over. Yeah, it's a control panel, and you can hit theater mode, and it automatically lowers all of the day and night shades. And dims the lights. And dims the lights in the living space. And it brings down the TV automatically, and you just sit, and there's theater seating, and it's right there, and everything is very livable. And something I did like is when you walk in the door, the main entry door, straight across is the refrigerator, and I think it's a 9 cubic foot. Yeah, and that is a nice feature. It has the same flooring as the 30 that we saw, which, that flooring looks like it'll really hold up, so I'm a fan. Yeah, I really like the flooring. Yeah. Things that I didn't like, because of the layout, it felt a little more closed in. Narrow. Because you got a wall between the bedroom up front, and you got a wall that separates the bathroom in the back. Whereas the Classic 30 it just feels a whole lot more open. It did feel more open, more wide, airy, but it didn't have the same features as the 33 that made it stand out on its own. I don't like the storage under the bed. On the Classic 30, you get to it from the rear of the trailer, and it's actually a pretty big 75. Yeah, we're taking 75 north. Yeah. So anyways, from the back end of the trailer, you got a wide door that flips down, and that's all storage. It's under the bed, accessible from outside, and they had like a panel covering it and just storage underneath. Just lift the panels up and storage underneath. This one has that same storage compartment, but it's all the way up in the front.
behind the LP tanks.
Yeah.
So it makes it more difficult to get into it.
Yes, it does.
I mean, hey, storage is storage, which Airstreams absolutely lack on the outside.
Yes, they do, and that's why we would, obviously, for Mike's truck, we would have to get a cap if we went that route.
So, I mean, the pros really outweigh the cons.
For both of them, in my opinion.
For both of them. The Classic 30 has a higher payload capacity, because the 30 and the 33, they both have a gross vehicle weight of 10,000 pounds.
Yep.
But the 33 weighs more, so
yeah.
that's cutting into your payload,
right.
Which for some people is probably not a big deal. But if we're living in it, we're obviously going to have more stuff.
Yeah.
And we travel with the fresh tank full. It's just what we do.
And Airstream is on board with that. They
Yes,
are one of
they
the few who don't say in their manual, don't travel with fresh water. So they're taking that into consideration. We appreciate that because they know that a lot of people use their RVs to boondock. So
right.
You're going to travel with fresh water.
And when we travel, we will stay overnight in truck stops or Walmart parking lots, as you've seen in our videos.
Rest areas, truck stops, parking lots, anywhere. So
it's nice to be able to just pull in somewhere, get a shower, and then in the morning, Lynn can get a shower.
And the nice thing about the Airstream is that there are no slides, so you have access to literally everything.
Yeah, and that's a love-hate. I like the room that you get with slides, but I hate the problems that we've had with slides.
A need for adjustment.
Or the seals leak.
Right. Some people have seal leakage, or you catch something on the top of your slide. If you don't have a cover over top of it, then you could crush things.
Or, right, if you're not careful when you bring your slides in or put them out, you can break off cabinet doors.
Yeah.
Things can get caught between them.
Yep, and that's happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, we had a cardboard box that fell off the couch. Now we can only blame ourselves. But it fell off the couch when we were traveling, and we stopped to set up, and then went to put the slide out, and it caught that box and smashed it, and the trim work around the slide kind of come off a little bit. Easy fix, but still, it's...
And there wasn't anything that we could even physically see from the point that we were putting the slides in and out, because it's completely covered.
Yeah, I mean, it's our oops. We shouldn't have left the box there.
Yeah. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
But going back to the Airstream versus Class A, we are not set on getting an Airstream.
No.
We are just
doing our homework.
Doing our homework and really thinking this through. And we even commented to each other earlier today how it was weird that we're still discussing as to what's the best way for us to go, because typically by now we're just like boom, 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 get another one. We would have been done, but we really want to make this the right choice.
And my downfall of the Class A is, from what we've seen, the construction of it is the exact same as the way our Jayco Whitehawk is built.
It's our travel trailer with an engine attached to it.
Right. And the Airstreams, we haven't seen that quality of build until we looked at diesel pushers.
Right.
I mean, everything is solid.
Yes. And right now we're just not into the 200K plus range for price.
Diesel pusher.
So we're just not looking at the diesel pushers. Now, yes, you can say you can get used. That's true. We have nothing against slightly used. We're not a fan of the heavily used because they tend to not have been taken care of. They're dirty. You don't know. It's just too much. I know you could probably say, oh, you're RV snobs. And
call it as you see it.
Call it as you see it. It's weird for me to say that because when Mike first met me, I had never been in an RV. I thought they were weird. I said, you don't need one. You can only have a tent. And look at me now.
Yeah, here we are.
And he always loves to rub that in my face. Look at you now. Now you like new ones.
Yeah.
But we know what we like.
I think we're leaning a lot more towards Airstream now that we've looked at one.
Two.
Well, after we looked at our first one, that's what...
That was the tipping point for him.
Yes, that's all I needed. And I looked at pictures of the 33 online. I even watched a couple videos on YouTube. And I just wasn't sold on it until I stepped into that 33.
And that's how it was with both Airstreams. He wasn't really on board with an Airstream, but I said, I really want to see them because we've never seen them. I really want to see if they have that quality that everyone claims that they have. And I think it would be advantageous if we do that before we buy a full-time RV. And he agreed, and we went and looked, and it completely changed his perspective.
Now, the Airstreams are ridiculously expensive, but we would be spending about the same amount of money if we got a Class A gas.
Right, and there are pros and cons to both. Like in the Class A, you can just get up, go to the bathroom while you're driving down the road.
Well, the passenger.
Right. Maybe we could switch, you know, put it on cruise control, hop out.
Yeah, that'll work.
But, and you can like I can make food or grab a snack or something like that for Mike while he's driving, and we could save time, but stopping and just hanging out really isn't a big deal, and it's how we've done it all these years. So.
Right, and the dogs need to get out too from time to time.
Yeah.
Now, like the classic 33 at the dealer where we were in Michigan, that had an MSRP of, I think it was $157,000.
That's what I believe.
And he said the sale price was $132,900, so basically $133,000. Okay, I would negotiate down a little lower than that still.
And we know there's wiggle room in that.
Yeah, I'm figuring 20% off of MSRP.
We've seen that exact same unit listed for way less than that.
Yeah, 20% off. I don't know, 125, 126,000. I don't know. I suck at math.
Yeah.
But you know, on a 20-year loan, we're still looking at a payment that equates a mortgage, which it would be because it'd be our house.
I get it, and you're probably thinking, well, your point is to live less.
Right.
And we would be, quite frankly.
We could keep our current Jayco, which we've discussed already in one of our videos, but we're concerned about the durability of it in the long run. Our payment on that, on our Jayco, is $168 a month.
That's what the minimum payment is.
With an Airstream, we're looking at $700 to even $900 a month.
Yeah, depending on what interest rates are and all that.
And how much we put down.
How much we put down and all that other stuff.
Because we will have money to put down, but we have to be smart about how we divvy that money up.
Right.
Because we don't want to go into this broke with big payments.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Like, that defeats the purpose.
No, we need money to live on just in case.
Right. And that's why we're taking our time and really trying to decide which make, model, floor plan, price, everything is right for us. Because if we kept what we have, and in a year, when it starts to fall apart after a full year of, you know, more than a year of use, and we decide, oh, you know, let's go trade it in, it might be a little more difficult for me to get a loan because I'll have to be a contractor at that point.
Yeah, and the hardest part of this is the timing.
Timing is definitely the worst.
Because we got to get the new RV, whatever it may be, Airstream. And then, you know, she has to leave her job, we have to sell the house, and getting all that in order and timing everything right is going to be our hardest thing, other than selling the semi.
I mean, the thing is like, just sell it all. It's like, yeah, that makes sense, but there is definitely a timing, there's an order of operations, and we work at them all simultaneously, but certain things have to happen before something else. Like, this truck has to be sold before we buy the camper.
Yeah, the semi.
I have to still be at my job when we buy the new camper. So it's like these things have to be in place.
We've actively been trying to sell the semi, but it's a Freightliner Cascadia. Anybody in trucking knows that the market is flooded with those trucks. So it makes it harder to sell. It's not like I got a Peterbilt.
Right. Hell, we had a Peterbilt before this truck, and that was just as hard to sell.
Okay, I've told all my friends, if you can sell my truck for me, I'll give you $500. So I'm going to extend the same offer to all you guys. If you can get my truck sold, I will give you $500.
Guaranteed.
Guarantee it.
Wandering Wagner's stamp of authenticity. So that you
can help us get on our journey that much sooner.
And one of our subscribers mentioned you guys should do a video of the truck.
Yeah.
To get more exposure, and you're absolutely right.
We should.
I have a driver in the truck, and that truck's working every day. So it's hard for me to get away from my day job.
And then that driver takes it to his house on the weekends.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even leave it at the yard like he's supposed to.
Right.
So.
I don't care though. I mean, I'm a nice boss.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he lives far, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just that we don't ever have the chance to make a good, clean video. But I'm sure we will make a video, hopefully soon, and where we can just try to get more exposure out there. So if you know of anyone, I mean, this can be used, it doesn't need to be used as a commercial vehicle. It can be titled as an RV.
Oh, you can use the full fifth wheel.
And you won't need a CDL to drive it because it'll be titled as an RV. So just keep those things in mind when you tell people, help us out, let us know, give us any kind of feedback.
Yep. So, yeah, until then, we're just going to keep racking our brains trying to figure out
keep making calls.
Yeah, what RV we want. Because, you know, whatever we buy, we want to keep it for a long time.
Yeah.
The Jayco that we have now, when we bought it, we had every intention of keeping it for a minimum 5 years, but
things have changed a lot since then.
Things have changed.
And so have our needs.
Yeah, and you know, keeping what we have is always an option, but well,
is it the best option?
Right, is it the best option?
And if we did an Airstream, we know that that would hold value and it would stay the same sturdy. You know, it's not going to fall apart just rattling down the road. That's not how those are made.
Right, I just randomly found an Airstream from the 70s, and this thing's 45 years old, and the people were still asking 10 grand for it. So take our Jayco. Will it even live to be 45 years old?
40? No.
No, it won't.
It won't. And people might say, well, they're building them different nowadays, the Airstreams, and the ones that we looked at in the Classic are all solid, solid, solid. All the doors are solid wood, like maple and hickory, I think, are some of the woods choices that you have.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. Like, everything is so stout. It's refreshing.
Yeah, it is. It's not to sound like an RV snob, but after I went and looked at a couple Airstreams, and then we step into our Jayco, I'm like, man, this thing's kind of junk.
Well, when you step into an Airstream, you don't feel that typical RV camper wobble if it's not stabilized. These things are stout as they sit.
Oh yeah, just sitting
This thing
there.
Unstabilized is more stable than our stabilized Jayco.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can only imagine how much more sturdy it'll be with the stabilizers down.
Yeah, and the Airstream we looked at today, it already has 2 solar panels on top, giving you it's a 80 watt panel, so you got 160 watts, and they come standard with 2 batteries.
Yep.
That's already things that I want to do.
Right.
And they're already there.
It's already there. It's already. I mean, it's just the price. If they didn't cost that much, we probably would have had one already. Let's just put it that way.
Right. So until next time.
Yes, until next time, we do plan on camping next weekend for our boondocking experience.
Yes, as long as things don't change, we're planning on boondocking.
Yep, and it should be a good time.
Yep, so we will catch you then.
See you later.